Hi, welcome to this tutorial. We're going to very quickly look at the download, installation and activation of the RecordLink Writer Manager on SimServer. Doesn't take long, bear with me, follow the steps. This is equivalent to the steps 3, 4 and 6 of the installation instructions. Talking of which, you can find those if you pop over to our website here, hit FAQs, RecordLink Writer, and then whiz down to the installation and support section, and then there's a link to the full detailed instructions. So let's start with a notification email, and we'll pop that out. It's useful to have in a minute, and that gives us the product key here, which we'll need for activation, and then also there's a link to the installation instruction page. So we'll park that in a minute. While we're here, it's worth noting that when you do get around to the installation of RecordLink Writer Client, it needs to match the architecture of your MS Office. So if you go into File, Office Account, About Outlook, that will tell you your architecture. Most schools are running 32-bit Office on a 64-bit operating system. It's not that often that we actually see 64-bit. So if your installation isn't running, double check that towards the end. Anyway, we'll close that, because right now we're looking at activation. So let's get rid of that. We'll park that. So we're going to start on the recordlink.it homepage and go to download. You'll be prompted to sign in, and if you haven't done so already, you actually need to register a profile. So enter your credentials and sign in, and then here we are in the download page. Now we're looking for the RecordLink Writer Manager at this point, which is here, and I'm just going to run it straight from the website. You can obviously save it locally. Thanks, Microsoft. So just work your way through the wizard. You can change all the defaults if you need to, but generally just hit next. And that's the installation done. Easy. Next thing to do is the activation, and then that will be the manager up and running. So if we go to Program Files, 64-bit, and you'll find it under Cohesion Software, which is our old name. Open up RecordLink Writer Manager, and there you can see the exe file, which you need to run as administrator, so right-click. Run as administrator. And now we're ready for the configuration of the licensing. If you hit the Configure tab here, you'll see that there are 4 fields. The hardware key is fixed, the product key you get from your email, the activation key we'll look at in a minute, and unless you're running a multi-homed host, you can ignore that server IP address at the bottom. So we'll get rid of some of these other windows so you can see what's going on. For this you'll need the activation page of our website. So hit activate. And now you can see very easily the activation process. I'll go through it fairly slowly. Right. The first thing we need is the product key. So we'll take the product key from your license email, we'll paste that into the manager, and we'll also paste it in to the product key field on the website activate page there. And then the next thing we need is the hardware ID from the manager. So we're going to copy that, paste that in, and then hit activate. Scroll down, accept the terms and conditions, and agree. And then you'll see that the activate page returns an activation key. Copy that, and then paste it back in to the manager. And then you'll see that we've got valid in green here on the right of the product key and the activation key. So if we close that window now, we'll see that we have the expected number of licenses and the expected expiry date. So that's the manager up and running. However, there's one little piece of housekeeping which is really worthwhile doing. So the next thing we need is to find the services. Go down to the R's for RecordLink, RecordLink Writer Manager here, and then right click, select Properties, go to Recovery, and then the action on failure in all three instances just needs to be set to restart the service. And that'll keep you out of trouble. Done. So that's the manager done and dusted. Very easy. Takes just a few minutes. If you have any problems, you can get in touch with us. Head over to the Contact Us page of the website, and there's a phone number, an email address, and a submission form if you want to send us something there. Alternatively, you can go to the FAQs page for RecordLink Writer, and if you scroll down, at the last section, you'll find installation and support. Whenever we have any problems that are relevant to other schools, we post the information here, so it's always worth a quick check.